A California shop owner was gunned down because she had an LGBTQ pride flag outside of her establishment. As far as I'm concerned, Ron DeSantis or Greg Abbott might as well have just pulled the trigger themselves. But let's spend time talking about the victim, the woman who lost her life because she was trying to be an ally for the LGBTQ community. Ann Carleton was the owner of the Magpie Boutique in Cedar Glen, California. She was found with a bullet wound because someone was upset that she was flying a rainbow flag. Everything I have found on the internet about this woman is saying that she was a true ally and a good human being. Paul Feig writes, Lori Carleton was my friend. She was a wonderful person who did so much for the LGBTQ plus community as well as the community at large. What happened to her is an absolute tragedy. If people don't think anti-gay and trans rhetoric is dangerous, think again. Lori is my neighbor. She owned 2 shops called Magpie. She put up pride flags to show her support for love in all its forms. Oh, that gets me. She was not gay. She was an ally, a wife, a mother, a friend. Still, hate walked in with a gun and killed her. And this tweet summarizes it best. This is what MAGA inspires. This is what Ron DeSantis inspires. When they spew their hatred for the LGBTQ plus community, it's a rallying cry for these extremists. They're constantly proclaiming that they don't have their First Amendment rights, that they can't exercise their free speech, which is exactly what this woman was doing with her symbolic speech when her life was taken. At this point, I think most of us understand the hypocrisy. We see it, we talk about it on a daily basis, but it's really important to reach out to these so-called centrists, right? The people who don't want to pick a side in this fight because either they're apolitical or they want to be quote unquote independent. You don't have to be a Democrat to speak out against the Republican Party and what they're doing right now, because by being silent when things like this happen, by not calling out its fringe members who are amplifying these extremist voices, they are complicit in this. If you stay silent in matters of human rights like this, in my opinion, you're just as culpable as the person who pulled the trigger. You know better, do better. And for people who are wondering what happened to the gunman, he was tracked down and he was also killed in an exchange of gunfire with police. Lori is not the first person, nor will she be the last person to be taken from us until enough people stand up, go to the voting booths, and give Republicans an ultimatum and say, this is not what we allow in our country.